There are a lot of terms that get thrown around talking about the different manipulation tactics that these hospice hustlers and energy vampires use. And this article happens to bring them all together. So I want to talk about them because women, we have got to protect ourselves. We have got to protect our time, energy, and resources from these men who are devolving because the mom to wife pipeline is drying up because women are saying, no, you have got to be a better partner, emotionally intelligent, and, participate in your life and be an adult. So these men are, instead of participating in their lives and being adults, they are using these manipulation tactics to sink their hooks in and then, take the energy, the resources, the time from women. So let's get into it. So it says these days everything has a label. Buzzwords like gaslighting or love bombing might have come across your social media feed or been mentioned. So let's just look at some of them. The first one is gaslighting. Picture this: you find yourself in a situation where you point out something your partner did or said, only for them to vehemently deny it ever happened, despite your unmistakable memory of the event. Alternatively, if they acknowledge an event occurred, they might belittle your emotions by saying things like, "You're too sensitive," or shift the blame to you, saying that it's you who misunderstood or misinterpreted the situation. This technique is called gaslighting. It involves the perpetrator making you question your own sanity, experiences, and perception of reality. It's a tactic often employed in abusive relationships to sow confusion, undermine your feelings and experiences, shift blame, and establish control over you. To be clear, if this happens to you, you are not crazy, as they often allege and make you feel. Once you identify you are dealing with a gaslighter, it's best to try to keep your distance, establish healthy boundaries, or if possible, just block, 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 because they will continue to try to gaslight you. The next one is love bombing. Ladies, please be aware of love bombing. They do this because they need a place to stay, and you are a host, and you have food and snacks, and they need food, snacks, and shelter. Okay, have you ever found yourself in a sudden downpour of affection that felt overwhelming, too coincidental, or almost too good to be true? If so, you might have experienced love bombing. Love bombing is a technique in which someone showers you with excessive amounts of love and attention, either to compensate for their behavior or to manipulate you into feeling guilty for receiving such affection and subsequently compelled to reciprocate it. So this is what they do. They give you so much, so much, so much, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I have to do something for him too. The ultimate aim is to make you feel deeply indebted and dependent on them to the point where you cannot imagine life without their presence. This tactic is accompanied by periods of withholding or ghosting you, and in some cases, even periods of abuse. All of these elements are deliberately designed to keep you in a state of confusion, with your adrenaline constantly running, which can lead to an unhealthy emotional attachment. Hospice hustlers do this. They know that their heart ticker is coming to an end. They know that their pressure is up. They need a place to stay. They know that their lease is not being renewed. They know that their job is on the rocks. So they are looking for someone, a soft place to land. Do not take it slow. If you are of a certain age, these dudes are devolving quicker. So hold them out. Hold the line. Ghosting is the art of disappearing without a trace, cutting off all communications without any prior indication. It's a phenomenon that, while initially tied to dating, has spread to friendships and even professional connections. While it may seem like an easy escape for the ghoster, who is someone who potentially lacks emotional responsibility or maturity, often it leads to feeling disoriented and hurt. This one's kind of self-explanatory. Don't fall for ghosting. If someone ghosts you, just block them. So this one is benching. In dating lingo, benching refers to someone keeping you in their life but not fully committing, much like sports players kept on the bench during the game. This can also lead you to get stuck in the dreaded situationship. It can feel like they're playing with your emotions, engaging with you just enough to keep your interest piqued while they explore other options or hesitate to take things to the next level. Meanwhile, you're holding on, thinking that one day they might fully commit. If somebody is not pouring into you the way you feel you deserve, please just block them. We have got to get to the point where we are okay with understanding what we want, valuing ourselves, and cutting the people out that are doing this to us. Block, 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 block. I haven't heard of haunting, but this one is called haunting. Imagine this: the person who ghosted you suddenly starts appearing in your social media notifications. They don't make direct contact, but their sudden presence, liking an Instagram post, reacting to a story there, makes them hard to ignore. Or your ex, the one who must not be named, who only resurfaces twice a year, wants to wish you a Merry Christmas and then once more to ask you to pass along birthday wishes to your mother on his behalf. This behavior is commonly referred to as haunting, a low effort attempt to reconnect that can evoke old feelings and create confusion. It's similar to zombieing, where they only resurface from the dead, only in this case, they aren't even putting in much effort as a zombie, which really says a whole lot. Okay, so once again, this goes back to understanding what you want in a relationship, a friendship, whatever. If this person is not giving it, just block them. Once a person has ghosted you, you should have blocked them in the first place. So if you just block once they ghost, then they won't be able to haunt. This next one is serious, and it really should be some kind of crime. Okay, so this one is stealthing. While stealthing is often mentioned alongside these dating terms, it's important to mention it goes far beyond simple dating jargon, is in fact dangerous and physically abusive. Stealthing involves non-consensual act of removing or tampering with a condom during um, sexual activity without the knowledge or agreement of the other person. It's coercion. You said yes to one act, but you said yes with the act knowing that you were protected. So this is something that is very, very serious. It removes your consent. You didn't consent to be without protection, and it's very one-sided, and this person should be removed from your life. And I wish that there was some across the board laws to make this a crime. When this happens, it is a violation. It leads to feelings of violation, shame, and powerlessness with long-lasting emotional trauma. The risk of STIs and unintended pregnancies as further strain. Um, yeah, this is something that lawmakers, women, we should all be going hard against this, because this can really impact people's lives mentally, physically, and financially if women are stuck with babies, especially in these anti-choice states where women are losing their rights. Okay, so I have talked about several different manipulation tactics. If there are more, I'm not sure, but the bottom line is know what you want in a person. And if those people are not living up to those values, cut them off. Be okay with being single until you find somebody that meets those standards. Block, block, block.